Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. We are back with another video for you all, but we know what we have to do before we jump into it. Let's make sure we hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And be sure to leave a comment down there in the comment section so we can interact with each other. All right. And then last but certainly not least, in order for us to continue to push this narrative out there, let's make sure we hit that share button. All right. I thank you all in advance. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into this video. This one is a juicy one. I would say so myself. I think we have been taking on what has been given to us by our parents. Or, matter of fact, I'll pose it as a question. Are we taking on what has been given to us by our parents? So the title of this video is called Clean Your Plate. All right. Now, some of y'all are looking at me and you wondering like, yo, what's going on? But some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know how we was raised. If you weren't raised like this, welcome to the family. I know for me specifically, I was always taught to clean my plate, right? Whatever was put on my plate, you got to make sure that you clean it all off. And what that means is eat everything off your plate, okay? It doesn't matter if you get your stomach is about to explode. It doesn't matter if you don't like a certain item. It does not matter. You have to clean your plate because it's on your plate. And what did they always use as a tactic on us growing up, right? As it relates to cleaning our plate. I was always told that there were people in Africa who were starving without food, right? So that was the reason why I should clean my plate. Now, as I think about it right now, I'm just like, okay, what does that have to do with me? Like, I get it. It's people. I shouldn't be wasteful. That's basically what they were trying to say to me. We shouldn't be wasteful at all. So make sure that you clean your plate. But here's the thing with it. Like, that carried with me throughout my whole life. And even like up until this time right now, before I did this video, like it's carried with me my whole life, right? I remember a time I went by one of my friend's house, right? He actually ended up being a different culture than me. I'll just say like that. And so we went over by his house. We had been, I think we were, I don't know, using some type of drugs, right? But we were definitely had the munchies. I'll just put it like that. So we go to his house. He says, my mom is cooking. I'm like, good, because I'm hungry as I don't know what, right? We get there. She prepares our plate. I didn't even see what was on the oven. I just knew it smelled good in there. I was like, no, this is nice. All right, cool. So we sit down. She put the plates in front of me. Now it's this massive plate, right? And lo and behold, on that plate, guess what there is? Stuffing. I'm like, what is this? I don't eat stuffing at all. Like, you know where we come from, our culture, we do dressing, right? And so when I got the stuffing on my plate and I saw the quantity or the amount that she gave me, I was just like, unbelievable. But sure enough, what did I have to do? I had to clean that plate. And that's exactly what I did. So I was also taught not only do you clean your plate because of the children in Africa who's starving, but it's also disrespectful when you go to someone's house and they make you a plate and you don't eat everything that's on the plate. Yo, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was ready to throw up after I consumed this plate. Okay? I'll tell you another time, right? Where this is it's just been carrying on with me my whole life. As soon as I graduated from high school, I immediately moved to Texas. Anybody know anything about Texas down there? They love to eat. That's not to say that everybody loves to eat. There's probably some vegans down there, whatever the case may be. So I'm not just saying that everybody down there loves to eat. But for the most part, I would say majority of them love to eat. You know, they got their barbecue, they pulled pork, all that type of stuff is going down there. So anyway, I met two individuals. There were two pastors. There was obviously a woman pastor and a man pastor, right? They had a church out in this little country city. I won't name the city, right? But anyway, long story short, I attended dinner at their house one night, right? So she made this big, like, just immaculate dinner. I'm talking about purple hull peas, okra, all type of stuff that I don't even eat. It's just like, oh my God, it was just so much food on that plate. Now, I tell y'all and I remind y'all all the time, I am not a big guy. Like, I never attest to being a big guy. I'm not trying to be a big guy. I just don't, I can't consume that amount of food. I can't consume like the 3 meals a day. I'm not a breakfast, lunch, and dinner type of guy. You know what I mean? So when she made this plate, I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, it was so much meat on there. Like, in one sitting, this was enough. Like, when I look back on it, this was enough for about, I say, two and a half, three people maybe. But guess what I had to do? I had to clean that plate. When I say I was so just, my stomach was so uncomfortable. But again, I couldn't be disrespectful. And you're in a pastor's house, like you can't do that. So I had to clean the plate, lick the fingers, and then, acknowledge her for a meal well done. It was just the whole nine. And then I had to wash it down. I think they gave me a soda at that time, and I don't even drink soda, but still trying to be polite. Because I was still pretty much a kid at that time. I didn't know that I could say no to certain things, right? Especially to adults, right? They know what's going on. They know the right thing. But I had to clear that plate, y'all. Yo, this is crazy. It's getting out of hand. So it wasn't until up until yesterday, I took my children out to eat, that it dawned on me that I'm doing the exact same thing. So I'll tell you how it took place. So we're driving around, we're looking for food, we're trying to decide on where we're going. We got Mexican in mind, we got just like our Applebee's or a TGI Friday. Some of them want corned beef, some of them want chicken wings, all type of stuff. So we finally end up on TGI Fridays, okay? So now we get in there, my kids are hungry, like they're completely hungry. I understand that. I love to feed my children, right? So I don't like for them to ever be in that situation to where they feel like that there's a lack of food. Okay. And so we get to TGI Fridays. I give them the menu. I tell them they can, get whatever they want. I'm not that type of dad. You don't have to order from the kids menu. These guys are older now. You know what I mean? We're talking about 10 and 11 parents. That's another thing. 10 and 11-year-olds, they do not want to order from the kids menu. I know we're trying to be economical and feasible at that point, but they do not like that. I'm telling you. I remember when I was 10 and 11, they give me this little menu with the little stuff that I got to color on the back. I'm not into all that. Where's the real food? Okay. And so anyway, I give him the real menu outside of my youngest boy, who is 6, right? He don't care. He knows what he wants. He just say that. He ain't got time to look at menus. He might look at the pictures, but outside of that, he already knows and has an idea of what exactly that he wants when we go to any restaurant. He's just locked in already. All right. Just name the cuisine to him and he knows what he wants. I love that about him. So anyway, give him the menu. So they get to running off all type of stuff. My son, he's talking about he want an 18-piece. I'm like, what is he talking? Now I'm just listening to it. My daughter talking about she want plenty mozzarella sticks with she'll just take a 12-piece. She's fine with that. And then some fries on the side. My baby boy, he just like, I'll just take 8, Dad. Like they all just rambling off stuff. Like at that point, we heard of this expression before. Your stomach is bigger than your eyes, right? So I know they're hungry, so they just going down the line. So here's what I do. Okay, I go ahead and order a sampler plate. Pretty much all of them wanted the same thing. They wanted some chicken as well as some mozzarella sticks. I can knock this all out the park. And to complement that sampler plate, they gave me some potato wedges on the side. So they each got a chance to taste some potato wedges. They all loved it. Okay, it ended up being about, what did I say? About 12 wings. No, it was an 18 wing total. 18 wing total. So about 6 wings a piece. Okay. And then we got some mozzarella sticks on the side as well as some potato skins. $23. Okay. Now, if I would have listened to them with what they wanted on the menu, that it would have been well over about $35 order. Okay. So I just took care of that. Anyway, long story short, they didn't finish it at all. Like they literally ate about 2 to 3 wings a piece. Then you have I think you had 2 mozzarella sticks. They loved those, so they all faded those. And then the oldest 2, they ate the potato skins. My son, he wasn't having it. He don't like it. It's just the look of it for him. But I did, have him take a bite or two just because I encouraged them to try new things, right? And so when they were getting done, in my mind, I'm like, y'all got to clean these plates. Like, this is what we ordered. We have to finish this up. Like, we have to finish this up. And this is what I'm thinking in my mind. But I think I told it to him one time and then I retracted it, right? Because I started to think about it. Like, this has been what was told to me when I was growing up. And I remember the pain that I used to be in trying to scarf down that food. And I was one of those individuals that, or my parents, my mama, as well as my grandparents, you're going to sit at that table till that plate is done. That's just how it was. So you can be there all night. You wake up in the morning and still be right there and you got to finish it. So I was one of those ones that just hurry up and scarf it down. Now that I think about it, that's a little bit abusive. Yeah, that's a little bit of traumatic. Yep, I'm going to say that's some trauma right there. But anyway, I'm telling them that, but as I'm telling them that, I'm saying, no, you know what? We'll go ahead and take it later, right? So it just dawned on me that we were passing down the same, whether they're good things that we got from our parents or bad things. In this instance, I think that's bad to force our kids to finish the plate. Like, once they're no longer hungry, that should be it. Like, it's amazing to me. Like, I know the discomfort that I felt when I was trying to like finish that plate. I felt totally uncomfortable. So I'm just asking out there, yo, are we still doing the same thing? Are you still telling your children, fathers, to clean your plate? Women as well. Are you still telling them to clean your plate? Are you still using that? There's kids in Africa that are starving. Are you still using that as like a scare tactic to make them finish their plate? Because I don't really think they even understand that when we tell them. Because I didn't. Because I was just like, in my mind, what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm here right now, and the food is right here. I don't get it. So are we still doing that? I'm curious to know what you all have to think about that. Make sure y'all leave a comment down there in the comment section. I thought it was just me, but I don't think it's just me. I know a lot of us grew up like that. We had to clear that plate. If you didn't clear that plate, you'd be there for 4 days trying to clear that plate. But that plate is getting cleared nonetheless. So let me know how y'all feel about that. I'm curious to see, are we still doing that? Are you still raising your children to clean that plate, right? And then if you are doing that, are you putting these like just overly, just too much food on their plate, trying to make sure that they're good? I call them big country plates. People that's from the country, please don't get offended. Those big country plates are not for me. All right? So are we still doing that, parents? Let me know out there. Like, talk to me. All right? So that's just my rant for today. I definitely appreciate y'all. I know y'all appreciate me. Fathers, let's continue to do what we do best, and that is being great fathers. Black Father Syndrome.